Hey, what's up, guys? Landfire Gaming here. Merry Christmas. Welcome to my Christmas special. I didn't record in a while because I'm really busy with work and my microphone, quote unquote, disappeared. Anyways, I got a new one and I'm recording again. Yeah, I might continue. I'm gonna play this game called Tiny Bunny. I don't know what kind of game it is. All I know is that's a visual novel. It's a chapter game, so I'll play the first one. If you guys like it, I'll continue when chapter 2 comes out. But yeah, I might return to Reynold. It's just very frustrating because of how it works and how it controls. That's why it wasn't too popular. But without further ado, let's get in. New game. Alright, hold on. Okay, so let's get into this. I never played visual novels before. Especially one where you have to make choices. Alright. The wind clawed at my window all night long. It wandered the fields and howled like a hungry beast. An endless song weaved from all sorts of voices, shrill, gentle, snary, twisted in the air. There were shouting and laughing, arguing about something. Someone was running through the snow while casting long shadows that would occasionally creep close to my bed. Our house had a mind of its own, the creaky old mind of a building that had seen a lot in its days. And I was trying to share its wisdom with the inhabitants. I can't speak today. The long house faced the forest, and the dark green fig gazed back, with its hollow eyes, rustling, whistling, swaying back and forth. One could one could come out and stand at the edge of the forest to reassure themselves there's nobody behind the crooked trees. Yeah, sorry if I stop reading every once in a while. Someone's playing Never Gonna Give You Up in the background. It's annoying. Fuzzing silhouettes swaying in the wind couldn't possibly do any harm. It's just a play of light and shadow. Just a play. I knew it was my imaginary. I knew it was just my imagination. I was already 12 after all. Still. Ooh, a fox. That's a nice fox. Was it there the whole time? I didn't notice it. Alright. Hey, put away your book. How many times I told you not to eat at the table? It's bad for your health. Look how slouched you are. Hide. Well, I mean, does it make a difference? Oh, I guess I need to hide it. If I could make a choice, okay. I didn't protest and put the book about the Kona. Put the I didn't protest and put the book about Kona the Barbarian aside. But he's reading this at 12. I mean, I can't complain. I read some weird stuff when I was his age. I read Babadook and The Call of Cthulhu, but still, why this? Why can't he be normal, unlike me? Alright, I was stuck on a line. I couldn't understand after reading it 3 times anyway. Ola had already finished her breakfast. She was munching on some cookies. She was so enthusiastic. She almost looked like your typical girl from commercials. You're not going anywhere until you finish all of it. I, on the other hand, was trying to drill a hole in the plate with my eyes, as if it would make the porridge disappear. Come on, porridge isn't the worst, you brat. Haze, anxious, welled up inside, all because the previous nights. Put the kitten away. Don't put him. My brother's putting my kitten close to the mic, okay? Because the black forest around our house, the gloomy wind. The longer I waited, the colder the lumpy white substance became. It looked like a jellyfish from the Castle Odyssey. Uh, is that a real show? I don't know. I love that show. I wonder how horrifying the bottom of the ocean is. Or how cold the black forest is at night. Just go down and look on the forecast. The spoon fell off my hand. Mom soured me with a cold glare from her green eyes. I think he's colorblind. What did I just say? I'll get it. Anton, family name. Was his name there the whole time? I don't know. I had 10 seconds to catch my breath before battling the nasty porridge once again. I felt around for the spoon. Alright, now my like phone protector is falling off. Okay. Felt around for the spoon. What is this carved on the other side of the table? Kiara. Hey, that's my mom's name. Does it? Okay, hold on. I guess she carved it out of something pointed when she was little. Sure, she was radical damaging to furniture like that. She would scold me for a week if I did something similar though. Should I remind her about it? No, she's been in a bit of a bad mood lately. I imagine her being my age sitting under this table. I wonder, was mom afraid of the dark back then? Alright, I find that the main character is a little dumb. Of course kids are scared of the dark. Alright. Or the sounds coming from the attic. Now that's scary. Or the thick forest. I imagine my grandma coming to my little mom's room, sitting at the edge of her bed where Ola sleeps nowadays, and saying this in her soft voice, Tega is a special place, little girl. It's watching you closely, sniffing you out. Okay, my voice is bad, but whatever. I'm not good at acting. I'm not gonna try and make voices like other YouTubers. Trying to dissent what kind of beast you are. If you're a good sort, it won't abandon you in times of trouble. But if you're bad, it'll grab you by the side and drag you under the ground. And that'll be it. Grandma was caring, she never fought with anybody, never yelled, never swore. Those were the times without madding screams until late at night, without smashing dishes, mutual mutual accusations. My parents used to love each other back then. I remember listening in one of the conversations by chance. They're talking about grandma getting prepared for her funeral. She had already bought a casket and called it her cute funeral box. It's good to see someone's enthusiastic at finishing life and having a good life. It waited for its time in the closet patiently. It is black, a lot of meat-colored material on the inside. I saw it when my grandma was getting buried. The house didn't change since the time she was alive. Hola. Only all the photos were gone. Glass covered the pictures of grey faces of my ancestors. They had all died, but what's really looking in their eyes? I crawled out from under the table. Ola was done with her cookies and I was looking at my Sarah like a sly woodland critter. I turned my gaze towards the frosty window. There was a lot of dark pines outside, but they didn't grab my attention. The patterns of frost formed a picture on the glass. The fox, Anton. Ola, look, it's a fox. Where? It looked almost like those optical illusion thingies they put in the back of. Why would they put them in student notebooks? It makes sense if they would have a book about that to school their home, but god damn it, I really hate my DIY whatever it is. See, I used the headset microphone, and for some reason it didn't come with one of those foam bits, and I'm using a glove. I mean, it works great most of the time, except sometimes it falls out. Alright, I got it fixed. But why the hell would they put it on student's notebook? What kind of school is he going to? Alright, let's carry on. A mixture of the lines first glance, but if you blur your vision a little bit and look under a certain angle, Not outside, on the window. Look, here's the nose and here's... Hey, eat up. Yes, yes, just a moment. Wait, why is he talking to his parent like his mom like that? I don't see anything. Hurry, there's not much left. Ah, there is, but it still doesn't look like one. Okay, so... And I'm telling you it does. Nuh-uh. It does. Stop it, these kids, I swear. Now I couldn't see the fox either. What is that? I think I see the bunny or some sort of... Okay, it doesn't matter. There might be something, but I see a bit of face here. Alright, it disappeared. Went away. Went a frosty pattern similar to sketch stuff on knitted leaves kept creeping up the glass. My dad entered the kitchen with long measured steps. I want to have a beard like him when I grow up. Yeah, it's not too bad of a beard. Mom would always ask jokingly, come on, save it off, it stings. This was so long ago. Nowadays, rambling outdoors and woody comebacks were an everyday occurrence. Lola always covered her ears and she heard something like, what's the point of this all through the wall? It's all for your sake, Dad would reply, for the sake of our family. I don't want your 2 cents forced, Kumo. I always caught every sound in fear of hearing the most dreaded, the deadliest. Would start with a D, 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 D-I-V-O. I don't even want to finish it. Divorce. Okay. It just scary to imagine that my little sister and I, grammar kid, could be torn apart and taking 2 different families. Hola. Anyways, this fox is nothing. I have an owl on my window. You and your owl talk again. You said you believed me yesterday. Here, has anybody seen my car keys? I remember leaving them on the windowsill. Right. Maybe you did, and maybe not. You're a grown man, a father of 2, and still... Kiara, please stop. Just let me get ready in peace. Your keys are in the basement near the phone. Well, thank you very much. Anton, stop making a martyr of yourself and finish eating already. And the owl? There was no owl. But there was one. It had giant glowing eyes. Ola sprang from the chair and placed her hands on her little face, imitating a pair of eyes with fingers the size of an apple each. Last you had Babby in your closet, now this owl. But I saw it. Ola shifted her gaze back and forth from Dad to Mom to me, but couldn't find any support. Have you thought about befriending it? You know, like feeding it with imaginary mice. Don't bully our girl. Well, I mean, it's... Come on. That's not bullying, it's maybe helping her cope with it. It's just afraid to sleep because she's still little. I mean, she's probably 6 or something. Ola pounded her lips and her balance and rushed into the hallway. The staircase that led to the second floor creaked. Mom gave Dad a strict look. Oh, that look in her eyes is so uncomfortable to be pinned under it. Dad just sorted in reply and left, ringing the keys he just found. A minute had passed and the theme from Little Mermaid echoed through the house. It's just stored on an incredibly worn out cassette tape with sad hardly glued together once. So easy to fix objects but gluing them back together, for example. But how to fix a relationship? Why you think about deep stuff like that? I mean, alright. You're just 12. Mom moved to the living room. I was left alone, anxiously steadying glasses at the window. Well, I had trouble sleeping ever since we moved to this house. She would toss, turn, or curl up into a ball under her blanket. Sometimes she'd jump up in the middle of the night and turn on the VCR. Cartoons helped to take our mind off the troubles we had with the move and our parents. The owl. And then Noah said saw the giant flying monster outside her window. She became obsessed with it. Our parents did everything the part tried to every little trick to get rid of those ridiculous fears. I refused to sleep and didn't believe that the owl was just one of her nightmares. After tonight I was unsure what to make my sister's word, what to think of it myself. Can nightmares be infectious? She don't even say that. Just last night I couldn't get a wink of sleep and ended up thinking of what to expect in my new school. There were a couple of days left before beginning of a new term. My imagination drew along twisted hallways that led to classrooms full of kids, but the students behind their desks are simply dark figures cut out using a template. Curved hole gaps in the middle of their faces, and pairs of eyes blinked inside those holes, as if some completely different creatures looking at me from behind the black silhouettes. Their cruel glares filled with icy sneers made me shiver from head to toe. Will I survive here? Won't they gang up on me, beat me down, stomp me with their bloody shoes? Okay, this is just ridiculous. The damn school can care for. The damn school can burn for all I care. I just wished for anything to happen. Didn't really matter what. I didn't want to go there that badly. I didn't want to see people or just itching to smack me on the head, trip me up, think of new offense names for me worse than the previous one. I felt like the glass I wore and made me outsider or some sort of monster. My gaze slid across the drawing hanging on the walls. I couldn't consider myself an artist, but Ola begged me to hang drawings, the only thing that made me happy as of late. Hey, they're not too bad. Wait, is that a poster or drawing? Probably a poster. Yeah, there are some nice pictures. I wasn't paying attention to the backgrounds all that much. The small circle of friends I had enjoyed my paintings. They promised to call me from time to time. Sometimes imagine mom picking up the phone and saying the code voice, "You got the wrong number." Or Antoine is not around. Antoine is not around. I imagine with my future classmates lying in their beds just like me, listening to the howls of invisible werewolves outside their windows. Maybe my new classmates will like me after all? But who would ever like a boy with thick glasses? I mean, my dad used to wear glasses and here's little nice married to the most beautiful woman of the planet, my mom. But you see, happy kid. The house creaked past by the wind. The condo we used to live in, a 9th-floor concrete building. Okay, so this is modern time. Buzzed with the neighbor's drill, mumble with TV set from behind the wall. Circa like a baby from the big family next door. Our current house, though I can't really call it new, was completely different. It was silent and easy going during the day. Its shadows lay dormant in the corners, on the closet, cobwebs, and under the stairs. But they all woke up during the night. Something was watching me from every corner, almost as all the old photos of my deceased family with their eyes were hanging on the walls. In place of my drawings. The floor was squeaky, rusty drains were moaning. The attic was occupied by Norse drafts. One could think the house was performing some sort of demonic melody. And then I realized I was in fact hearing music. It was already playing for a good while. Somewhere at the edge of my perception, I could hear a flute. Why didn't they play a flute? Okay, whatever. It was mixed in with the sound of wind, of the creaking old house, and my thoughts too. I'm just gonna finish this reading part. I stood up and rushed to the window. I wanted to reassure myself that the music was nothing more than a product of my imagination. It's not like someone is playing there. It makes the cold, snowy night right. I think later on, I never like visual novels because they can be a little long. As long as they're interesting, it's fine, but I think later on I'll be able to make choices. It's not like... Alright, let's go on. Open. It's pretty light for night. Oh wait, no, he's probably going to bed at like 8 o'clock. But wait, no, that makes no sense. Why is it so light? Well, someone was dancing in the field. Black silhouettes I could barely make out of the dark forest as their backdrop. They jumped around, basked in moonlight. Sorry, and bumped into piles of snow, rolled around and crawled on all fours. Stories about wolves playing under the moon came to mind, but these were clearly not wolves. They stood upright at times, cried around, holding hands, whipping snow, disappearing into the shadows for a brief moment, then coming back. Something bizarre was going on. Shadows dancing in the starless abyss made my imagination go wild, making me anxious at the same time. Suddenly the music stopped. The dancing shadows froze in place. I could swear pierced me with their eyes. One of the silhouettes immediately pattered from the bizarre shadow carnival and sprinted across the field of leaves. No. It glided on squeaky snow without leaving any prints, until it was devoured by a pitch black shadow of my house, which became darker and thicker. My heart was jumping around like the bird inside a cage. A bird. I shut the curtains with a swift motion and stepped back toward the bed. They saw me. A freezing terror of fear washed over me. I stood in the middle of a perfectly dark room, listening to some unwanted guest move and scrape around looking for an entrance. Alright, my nose is a bit blocked, that's probably why I'm having a hard time reading. Okay, the sound moved to the right, then circled around the house. Now my guest should be at the front door. I jumped into bed and covered myself with the blanket, as if it could protect me. The cycles of fear locked my muscles. I remember the funeral, my grandma lying there, hands crossed her chest, her facial features sharp like that of a tin doll, and turning up and down the legs of the chair that held my grandma's casket. Ew. I imagined those little critters climbing up her head and pulling her eyelids with the tiny legs. What? Why so gross? Then her wrinkly eyeballs would once again move inside their sockets. She'd be able to see her grandchildren. That is creepy. I was chanting the spell she taught me, the whole protagonist. And now I was lying under the blanket and listening to the howls. I was repeating the same words. On the island of Banca, underneath the blemished sun, in the sea of color blue stands a cabin made of wood. There lay lard and a same hair for the spawn from devil's lair, to feast and always leave alone God's faithful servant named Anton. Evil leave this house must. Yola, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Bizarre sounds had disappeared. Our constant peeked out from under the blanket and saw curtains waving around like a hangman. And night dulls me with a new portrait of boiling terror. The sound scratched my eardrums. In reality, something or someone was scratching at the front door. Hurrying closet wood, demanding to be let in. Okay, the noises they play really bother me. Like, I think, yeah, the thing is I'm misotonic, which means I cannot ignore certain sounds no matter what, and they really bother me. The door was shut. Hopefully there won't be too much. Dad had become very cautious recently, so he installed a sturdy lock. I remember him staring at the forest intensely, as if he was looking for someone. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I hugged my knees, placing my chin between them, and drilled the door of my eyes. It was so flimsy and weak before the might of darkness. And then, oh no, the door's gonna open. The doorknob twitched slightly. It turned halfway once, twice, as if the person who tried to enter had no hands. The doorknob tilted once more and then started clicking violently. My jaw cramped from fear. My wet fingers clutched the blanket. The door creaked open. The wind taunted me, moaning inside the tin drains. Now, now you'll see. The door was wide open. A darkness rolled inside the carnivorous mouth of the doorway. Tony. What's the hell's Tony? It was as if the night itself was calling out to me, flapping its black wings and squeaking the rusty hinges. I was trembling, ensured by the web of darkness that hung the corners of my room, waiting for the one who weaved it to come out of the gaping black hole. Tony. Tony. My abdomen tightened, my chest rose up. Okay, I repeated Tony more than once because I kept clicking and it wasn't working. Alright, ready to exhale a desperate scream. But before I was able to do anything, the darkness asked me, Tony, you asleep? My sister. Okay, is his name Tony or Antoine? My sister's pale face produced from the thick saddles. I almost screamed from relief. Allah, I'm not sleeping. Did something happen? Allah frowned and snuck out her lower lip, a clear sign that she was about to cry. It's there again, staring at me. Shoo her away, Tony, please. Okay, my name Antoine or Tony. I'm so scared. You're making it stronger. It feeds off you. The fear that was torturing me just a minute ago crawled away and hid somewhere in my stomach. I needed to calm Ola down. It was just a dream, Slee. Don't be scared. Dreams don't bite. No one's gonna harm you. Ola sobbed. She was trying to do her best to believe me. But I was sure. But was I sure myself? I have an idea. Let's go to your room and watch the video Sleeping Beauty, for example. You like that cartoon, don't you? Why does the Sleeping Beauty have a prince and I have this scary bird? Yeah, that must be a scary bird. What a scary bird. That question took me by surprise. Yes, the scary bird. Alright, let's watch Cinderella. My thoughts became tangled and fuzzy because of that scary burb. What was that? That's the scary burb? Alright. What steadied me with eyes while dancing fiercely under the moon? It's the scary burb, Antoine. Autumn, not Antoine. The darkness was clinging to the window. They couldn't be fooled by Grandma's old chants. It couldn't be satisfied with the fear of lard and long ass hair. Tony, you coming? What the hell's Anton? Yes, just a moment. Okay, that caught me by surprise. It's better than the jump scares they have nowadays. Okay, why does he look like a... I think they're still animate, that's why they want to laugh at Ola. and her owl in the morning. Okay, that was a nightmare. Who come visit us here in the middle of nowhere? It's a scary burb, Tony. We don't know anyone around here. We know the burb. So persistent. I felt extraordinarily unsettled from a silly thought that our morning guest could have come from the woods. Burbs come from the woods, Tony. I could barely hear voices coming from the front door. My mind was urging me to hide. Hide. You can't hide from the bird in the closet. Under the table. Behind the curtains where all always hides. Tony, come here! I felt like the kettlebells were tied to my feet, but I still dragged them towards the hallway. A couple of policemen towered over me in the doorway. They smelled like frost and worry. What? Okay, are you a demon? You can smell emotions. What is wrong with you? My mom always winced and grumbled the moment saw patrol cars, worse than bandits. At the moment she thought she looked somewhat confused. Hello? The senior officer wore a grim expression and nodded. A boy have gone missing yesterday. His name's Woven. I'm sorry, mincing around. Look at this place. Have you seen? Look at this place. Have you seen him? The policeman handed out a photograph to me. I like the art style. It's surreal. There was a ginger boy the age of elementary school, pictured with a white carpet as the backdrop. He held a striped cat in his hand and wore a smile. No, I haven't. Are you sure? Look closely. Where would I see him? I don't know anyone around here. I barely leave the house. Well, maybe you've seen him from the window. That's right. Your windows look straight at the forest, don't they? The window. The burb. No, I haven't seen anything. I see. He sounded tired, but his stare, long and heavy, was full of suspicion. His eyes don't look suspicious. As I scrolled onward into the world of guilt, which his giant shadow cast over me. The policeman finally tore his eyes from me and glared over the hallway, staring at the cracks in the ceiling, which I haven't noticed before for some reason. How do you like the new place, by the way? Getting used to it? Bit by bit, it's just our little daughter missed the city a lot. Missed the city, huh? Have the locals been treating you well? Yes, everything's alright, thank you. The policeman pierced through me one more time with his grey eyes. My head started spinning. Can I help you somehow? I asked that in a sank voice to look like a polite boy and ensure unpleasant conversation sooner. Now that I think about it, you look like one of my nephews, little fella. He's a witty boy around your age, wears the same type of glasses, haha. Always engrossed in reading those mystery novels. Told me once to enroll in police school when he visits his family this summer. Want to help out some other people just like me, see? I felt uncomfortable, as if a distant relative, not police officer, stood before me. You know what? Little boy like you should stay at home, stay away from trouble. Times have changed so much. Mom ejected in a cold voice. You don't say. Ah, well then. What grade are you in, Tony boy? 6. Have you made any new friends so far? Not yet. I'm going to school for the first time after the break. Ah then, I'll leave you my number just in case. Call me if you have any new info. Alright, that was interesting. The policemen were gone along with their saddles. The smell of cheap cologne. The photo of a smiling boy. His face stood still before my eyes. I wondered what it was like for him, being all alone there. For some reason, I thought of the forest swaying in the wind. What did his poor parents feel? And what would my parents do if I've gone missing? Would they carry trash around hysterically? Would they cry and fuss around hysterically? Would they accuse each other like they always do and forget about me eventually? Okay, that is sad. This Woven, did he go missing in the forest? Seems like it. Poor child. I looked out the window at the road. The police UAZ drove out towards the village. The officer's nephew came to mind and I was slipping off a photo. Old paint from the windshield. I remember all the teenager mystery novels and Black Kitty series I read this summer. Your average boys and girl investigates all sorts of mysteries there. They look for clues and spin on people. Suspicious. After all, a seat of amazing adventures, bam, solved any complicated case. They became local celebrities and they must have made their parents very proud. I noticed a trail of policemen's footprints led to the forest. Then it clicked in my head. Why don't I start an investigation of my own? Maybe I'll find that lost boy. I get a reward. Ola will be so happy. Not only whole Ola, mom and dad too. Maybe they'll even forget about the chorus for a while. Maybe I'll save us from the D word. I fantasize about buying Ola a Tenegat seed and a cassette player and a bunch of tapes for myself. And a whole box of Kinder Surprises. When the last time our parents bought us some toys. Last autumn, I think my dad lost his job the time. There's that annoying song about it. I had no idea what the accountan's job like. They count money, I think. Neighbors used to envy us. But nowadays, mom and dad barely have money to afford sweets, and dad would always divide a single chocolate bar between me and Ola. Hey, he still get chocolate. Sometimes I gave her my share too, no matter how much I wanted to eat sweets. She was just a little pipsqueak. I couldn't wait to go out looking for clues. I'm going outside. Yeah, right. I want to please go around with your photograph next? The forest is so thick. What if the boar got snatched by wild animals or something even worse? Even worse, I called through the hallway. I won't go far, I'll stay away from the forest. Did you hear what I said or should I repeat myself? It's not alright. Better go pack your school bags to play vola. Right, so I could go outside and wait until the moms won't hear me. But I think I'll explore around the house first. The sound of splashing water came from the kitchen. It meant that the argument was over and Mom had the last word. Open the dark, stuffy closet. Mom said it smells like mice, but how would she know their smell? She hates it when I stick my nose in there. She's afraid I'll cut myself with the freshly sharpened axe. And Ola can't even lure the closet. She thinks Babby's living in there. What's Babby? Is it like Bobby? Is it some weird monster I never heard of? A folktale? If you guys know what Babby is, please tell me in the comments below. I tried to help her face her fears once. I opened the door and turned on the dip lamp so she would see there was nothing but cobwebs and dead stools and scratched walls. She still didn't believe me. I liked to hide in the closet and listen to all count outside 1, 2, 3, better hide from me. And drag her feet around the creek floors hoping that she wouldn't need to look for me in the cramped monster's den. What's this? Oh, that's a hint. Okay, never mind. Mom's pen top. Family relic. Mom played it when she used to be little. Then she gifted it to me. Ola was next in the success in line. The toy belongs to her now. She started at the dancing spinel as if she could sew something, a fairy tale, or maybe even a future. Now my little sister was a bit too old for that spiky pig top. Alright, so I know that this is hints and that you can click on other things. The cross had seen so many people come and go in this house. It was black as if absorbed all human sins for the long years. It was hanging under the ceiling. After Grandma died, Mom was gonna take it off and hang a horseshoe in its place as a luck charm, but she cut herself with the crossed up corners and apples fell from the step ladder. Okay, how big is that door? Dad called it a sign from above in order that the cross be left alone in its rightful place. To the kitchen. It was difficult to lie on Mom, but there was no other way for me to run away from home. Mom, something's wrong with the TV. The picture is dim and there are stripes all over the screen. Mom's face became visibly distorted. Are you killing me so you have enough for shooting those stupid ducks now? Told your camscope will go because of your damn console. Where will we find a TV technician in this hole, huh? Maybe it's just the setting. Please go see for yourself. Strange, it worked in the morning. Maybe a snowfall caused it. Mom rubs her hands on the clean apron and went to Ola's room. Open? Ooh, okay, they said open. Oh wait, I can't read. I cannot read that handwriting. Grandma kept ice cream for me and Ola there, but now I could only see meat bits for soup and clumped pamil. Meat bits or alright. I couldn't read whatever the hell it said. Alright, to the front yard. Okay, I guess I have to go there anyways. I'm glad I found some things. I couldn't understand what the note said, so I'm sorry. If you guys can read it, please tell me what it said in the comments below. I opened the front gate and went into the field carefully so Mom wouldn't see me from the front window. When I crossed half a distance towards the forest, the saddle pile became as high as my knees. Well, that's a lot of snow for a 12-year-old. I remember my nightly fears. I saw those silhouettes around here. They were jumping and holding hands, jumping around, holding hands. That hypnotic music started playing in my head all on its own. The light of day, those distant figures felt like a simple dream. The sun turned my nightmares to ashes, but the aftertaste was still there. Distant ringing in my ears, distorted shadows crawling out the snow alongside me. A barely audible whisper in my head, blurry and almost kind. Everything was silent. So silent I felt like the world was totally empty. This is really interesting. If you guys like it, I'll continue, but if not, I'll just do it on my own, not recording. No ground, no sky, no parents, no Ola. Okay. The time reached its limits on a one-way trip that had ended the Ford's penny stockade. Sometimes silence was much scarier than any scream. Yeah, that's true. When silence can be unsettling. Our parents would scream at each other while arguing, and both Ola and I turned to stone listening to them. But they always came to the ringing silence. Our apartment had become numb a couple of days before we departed. I started to remember the last time Mom and Dad took around laughing or spending time together, almost like it was in a previous life. And they kissed when Ola person she was always frowned and snorted in a funny way. But one day it all changed. Something important had left our home. Something scary filled the remaining void. It was a fire. Broke up and our parents were hurriedly packing up our belongings, trying to save themselves and us. From what though? From the people with dead cold eyes who sometimes visited us in our previous homes? The eyes, Only saw balls of worms in the black ground and everything. And somewhere from away a sound was going off trying to warn us of the coming menace. Then I started chasing away my delusions and looked around. How come he's not getting too much fog in his classes? He would have gotten a lot of fog. There's only me, this whistle, this white field in the wind. There's whipping up ice dust and belts of powder snow. I squinted from the sun and turned up my eyes to the sunless forest. Never stare at the sun, you already have glasses. It looked especially dark in contrast with the blinding whiteness. Whiteness. Can Canopy tree roots scissored under the snow like fat snakes. Rotten leaves and coniferous needles froze to the ice. Dry, prickly branches intertwined, bringing up uncomfortable thoughts about fences. Were, were they there to protect the forest? Or were they keeping something from breaking out? Some object was hanging from the pointy branches. I tried to get closer, drowning in snow. When I almost got to the edge of the forest, I saw a knitted mitten. It looked like a wonderful bird among the hemming sumac. Should I take it to the police? The senior officer looked gloomy, but he reminded me of Captain Kosova from my favorite TV show called The Streets of Broken Lights. Star roofing. He was also anxious, with a tired look in his eyes, still strong and brave. Will this mission help them find lost? For sure, there's DNA inside. I mean, I don't know what era you're in, but there's DNA inside. Vovan. I heard a distant sound. Looked like it came from the river. Vovan. As if the trees were calling out to someone. Vova. Restored closer to me. Something was standing behind the trees, hiding. Vova. I knew someone was looking for the lost board, but still, something unsettling about that figure. Its stillness, how it was bent unnaturally towards the ground. Its blackness. There's no one there, just branches and roots. It's all just in my imagination. A nearby bird flapped its wings loudly. Oh, I didn't notice because a saddle split from the tree and disappeared from my sight. I looked away for just a moment, but I turned my gaze back to the same place. It was gone. So, it was my imagination after all. Silence regained for a painfully long time. My muscles were tight and sprung. My heart was beating somewhere in my throat. Any noise, any little movement, any small whisper from the thicket and sprint, but nothing of the sort happened. I looked at the mitten once more. Take. I decided to take the lousy mitten from the branch. Ooh, that is creepy. Vovan! Vovan, it's the big burb. I saw it rumbled across the field and dissolved into the distance. No echo, no hope for a reply. It's the big burb. The creepy burb. Okay, maybe it wasn't the smartest idea to take it. Oh, I see it. I stepped towards the bristly trees and tried to climb my vine. It didn't budge. I pulled harder, the branch cracked, the mitten tore off, landing in my hand with a squish sound, all too heavy, wet. I squeezed without thinking, something dark spilled from it, a tiny string between the mitten and the snow. Steam rose from the pile. Blood. Vovan. It's the creep bird. I froze in my place, steadying my palms in disgust. Red. The sound of crackling branches invaded the silence. I didn't have to think twice before running away. I saw I might make it. Someone was chasing me from the darkness. Peering branches closed the distance with a giant leaps. Snow was slowing me down. Crazy thoughts flew from my mind. I'll get caught. They got me. I'll get dragged into a thicket. I'll be gone forever. But once more a force, property of reason, gave me strength, spurred on me. Meow. You can do this! Don't stop! I heard an animal roar behind me. It was loud. My ears went numb. I felt like the sound came from a pack of hungry beasts, rather than a single one. Their nostrils stuck in freezing air. They sensed my fear. Two wings flapped up from above my head. Norma's saddle flew over the clearing. A hoot, a wheeze. It's the creepy burb. The big creepy burb. The wars are coming from all directions now. From the dried up raspberry bush, from the twisted pines, from under the windfall. Hurry, run! Don't look back! I felt like it was inside a nightmare. The snow clinging became vicious, like quicksand. I was stuck in place. I pulled my leg to the musty trap just to get caught in a new one, even deeper than before. I continued to drown, sinking deeper and deeper with every despiteful push. Was snow even this sticky? I screamed in horror, almost done after realizing this wasn't snow. Someone or something in the snow pile was clutching to my pants. I gathered all my strength and rushed forwards. The pressure on my leg was gone, but my boot slipped out of the hole. My soles were on the surface again. I reached a clear path with one jump. From there I ran to my house. Its gloomy face didn't look threatening now. That house was my line of defense from the saddles that flapped their wings, the creatures that were hidden under the snow. It tripped over the doorstep and smashed into the door. In all my hurry, I still managed to notice the claw marks. As if a dog was sneaking around the wood with its paws, demanding to be let in so they could escape the cold. I had noticed these marks when I was leaving. The heartbeat in my ears were much louder than my surroundings. I couldn't hear whenever someone was following me or not. But if they were already from the yard, Mom had locked the door. Drowning in fear, I pulled the doorknob and obediently gave way. Alright, so I survived! I rolled into the hallway and shut the door behind me. Porch planks creaked at my pressure, ascended the stairs. My fingers slipped off the lock and couldn't click it into place. I gritted my teeth and pulled harder, the iron knob whipping between the boards. I stared blankly at the door. Someone was standing on the other side of the pitiful, flimsy border that was probably less useful than the blankets. Wheezing breath reached under the house and crashed at me in waves. It smelled of pine and sweat. Mom peeked out of the kitchen and climactic catchized me with the same frigid voice she always used when talking to Dad. What exactly didn't you understand? I told you never slammed that door. I didn't mean to. I snuck a glance at the door. The smell was gone. The breath the breath was too. If someone was in the first place, of course. Here, mere 5 meters away from me, my fear was slowly weakening, melting like snow in spring. With it, the last bit of strength I had left in my body, too. My legs gave way when I bounced myself against the wall so I wouldn't fall over. Monk's expression has changed immediately. Finally, it changes. The gold mask of strychnine and detachment was gone. Mom looked the same before all those quarrels. His family saw my condition, my wet pants plastered with snow. Where have you been? What did I tell you, I told you to stay home. Am I nothing to you? Too? I was afraid to cry. I reached out to her when I was very little. I wanted her to cuddle me. But Mom regained her compression fast and pulled out her usual face. Her eyes sang like steel, her voice rang out. Your dad can't find his cigarettes. Be honest, you didn't snatch them. Were you smoking in secret? There's something chasing me, I thought. I started as soon as I started explaining myself. Tears rolled up in my eyes. Mom led me towards me and sniffed my clothes like a beast searching for the smell of tobacco. Then she squinted her eyes in suspicion and looked into her front yard. Her expression changed in an instant. She covered her mouth with her hand. Look over there at the fence. My heart thumping as if began prayer once again. My pursuers wouldn't follow me in the field. I could swear that I heard something scratching at the door, just like in my nightmares. Mom beckoned with her finger. I gathered all my running bravery, looked in the kitchen window, faced my fear. I could barely discern some hairy silhouettes swimming in the snow. Alright, I'm almost done. Through the icy winter patterns on the glass. Dogs. There's a small pack of strays with no name and owner, barely reminding of the hungry monsters that lived on the edge of the forest. Oh boy, were you scared of them? I thought they'd be rather scared of you, Antoine. They were chasing me like a bunny. And what if they had rabies? The slime had slowly disappeared from Mom's. The smile slowly disappeared from Mom's face. Now she looked at the dogs as if it was first time seeing them. What if they attacked Ola? Mom? I wish your dad just shoot them all. No, I'm just reading the story. Mom, look, they're alive. Oh, what? Mom, I'm reading the story. Hey, what? Are they your friends after all? Make up your mind. You're not a little kid anymore. Mom sighed in annoyance. And I felt so bitter that I put my lower lip and faced up my gaze the cobweb corner. Well, some detective I am. In reality, I wasn't thinking of in life among monsters, but rather my pants among a pack of stray. And what for? What use had this mitten? Of course! A dark and sticky mitten that belonged to the lost boar made a squishy sound in my hand. Seems like it was clutching the whole time. That's my trump card as a detective. I hurried to present this clue to Mom. Mom, look at this fella's mitten. The boy that the police are asking about in the morning. It's drenched in blood. I found it hanging on a tree. Can I show where? Let's call police right away, like the officer told us to. Mom, look. You. A shadow of doubt slowly crept onto Mom's confronted face, as if she was trying to remember something distant, like someone tries to remember their dream, but the image slips away. Stop at this moment. Ola will go insane if she hears you. Sardi has trouble sleeping and whines all the time. Mom. Alright. And you joke around like this? At the moment I realized the mitten was actually wet from snow. I don't know. There was no blood whatsoever. I wanted to sink through the floor from embarrassment. Come here, my boy, Great Wolf. Wait, let me find a place to stop it. I won't. Oh, and don't just stand there. Come, take your pills. Oh, pills. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see. Let's see if they find a way to use it in an interesting way, like Framble. Maybe not the same way, but let's see if they do something interesting with it later on. A golden colored pill reminiscent of dead wasp fell into my palm. I already took one during breakfast. Don't talk me over. I told you to stay home on you. Dad would have given you a good whipping for that. Come on, take it or you won't be able to sleep at night. You have school tomorrow. So I just swallowed the bitter medication, drinking it down of some of the awful water that gave off a taste of chlorine. Maybe it was Fogel's mitten. Maybe it wasn't a mitten at all. Just like the forest monster. Noah's owl. Am I going mad? Geez, they're already having an existential crisis at the age of 12. What, what's happening to me? Either the pill had an immediate effect on my over-exaggerated brain didn't let fear inside anymore. Serenity washed over me, bringing Jan's indifference along with it. Anton, you done? See, you can do it when you try. Take off your coat, are you sleepy? Well, no mom, I was just thinking. About what, I wonder? That's something silly. Mom scrutinized me with suspicious eyes, as she wasn't looking at her own son and maybe some doppelganger that came from the forest. Is everything alright? You had the exact expression when the police asked about the window. I'm alright, Mom. She had a deep sigh. Fine. It seemed like the house had changed. The sofa's fabric has become more discolored. Fingerprints appeared on the bathroom towels. The light bulbs felt so different, dimmer and yellower. Even the saliva inside my mouth had a different taste. A melody from Aladdin could be heard from the upper floor. Ola was done rewatching her favorite Little Mermaid episodes and switched to other tapes. I slowly changed into my home clothes, stopped before and think and steady my reflection in the mirror, like I was trying to solve one of those spot the different puzzles. Then I went upstairs. Jurfow's and Lego's voice died down. I walked past Ola's bedroom and stepped into my own. You know, this is a long game. I've been recording for an hour now. I'll end it here and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.